Hey everybody, my name's Evan and this is Talks with Ev. Today I'm joined with
Chad
and Kai.
and we're going to be talking about why we think that college athletes should or shouldn't get paid. So with our first topic today, the question is, what are some of the reasons that you guys think that college athletes should or shouldn't get paid? One of my main reasons is because I think, it's proven that college athletes are statistically have a way higher chance of getting injured. So I think that in like the amount of time and commitment that they put in their whole life, I think it's something that should be rewarded to them by getting paid.
Yeah, like one injury, one snap of a finger, and then boom.
Like ACL,
Yeah.
it's over.
Yeah, but I feel like college athletes get like scholarships, so like this kind of like comes
Yeah,
with
but
that.
I think that also like could affect your scholarships. Like you get hurt and
You
someone
just
passes
have-
you on the depth chart,
Oh,
and
really?
like your scholarship's gone now.
Yeah.
You gotta think about it like that.
And to go along with that, like a good way for schools and colleges to get paid is by their athletic program. And I feel like the NIL money, which stands for name, image, and likeliness, and the schools can't just use the players' athletic abilities, their image to gain money, and the athletes not get a part of that. So I feel like that'd be unfair for the athletes if they didn't get paid.
Yeah, like to build off that, like universities and they make like millions, if not like millions upon millions on like sports like basketball and football, like the high revenue sports. So I think it's especially like important to put back some of that money into the athletes.
Honestly, like I agree with you guys, but my take on this is like entirely different. I feel like when college athletes get paid, it allows for the smaller programs, the programs that like aren't well known. They have like a chance to like pull in these good athletes, and that creates like a little like a lot of different teams have like different talents. So like it's not just one big team every year. So like take for example Alabama. You know they've been a powerhouse every year in college football, but now with college athletes getting paid, it allows for many other teams to step in and like get in a bigger role in that type
I see
of
what you're saying. Like it spreads out the playing field. Is what
yeah,
you're saying.
yeah. So like not all the players will just go to a certain program because it's a good legacy. Like more players will be inclined to
Look for
reach
money.
out. Yeah.
Well,
Money
yeah,
might be
that's
a
the thing.
big
Like
factor.
the smaller schools are more like now that like NIL is the thing. Like they're not solely just looking for like the best program. I think now it's about athletes look for that and money, which I think that's part of. I think that's a bad thing. I think that's kind of a bad thing too.
Yeah, I feel like kind of has its like its pros and its cons, but like I don't know, it just depends how you perceive it.
Yeah.
And from a different point of view, like not all college athletes will want to become a pro athlete in the future. They could still gain money in college and then go to like a different job like a doctor if they wanted to instead of becoming an athlete. I think NIL money allows more college athletes to look at different fields rather than looking at being a pro athlete.
Yeah. And then, so we'll go to the next question. Do you guys think that there should be restrictions?
Would you like me to go first?
Go first.
I think there should be restrictions. I don't know if you guys are up to date with Michigan, the Bryce Underwood pick. Well, if you aren't sure about that, I think he's getting paid like $11 million a year to just go to college and be a college athlete. I think it's kind of crazy how these college athletes straight from high school, they're getting paid more than the pros. I feel like college athletes should get paid, but like there should be a limit to how much they're getting paid because if programs can just pay however much they want, then they can just land all the big players.
Yeah, because the smaller schools can't afford to pay those big name players
Yeah.
like the big schools can.
But also like think about it from like a like returning like starters point of view. Like say you're like a running back, you've been on the team for 3 years, you're only getting paid like a $200K a year, which that's a lot still, but like, and then you see some freshman come in and he's already making 11 mil. Like I feel like that throws some like chemistry off kind of.
Yeah.
But I feel like the restriction, like, it depends on the player. Like some players are just more big name than others, like Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah.
Like faces of like sport.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Which, yeah, no, they definitely deserve to get paid because their name's put out there more.
But how would you guys set the restrictions though?
Yeah, because like part of it right now is because these bigger schools like Michigan, they have good legacy, like good rich people, like Dave Portnoy and that one, I think it's Ellis, or I'm not sure the last name, but they're like a rich figures, so they're able to pull in these big names, and like with smaller schools, that's not possible.
Yeah, but like I agree with that. But like Chad said, like how like what are the restrictions? Like what would you like think about to like
I don't know, it's kind of hard because like there's so many like different
Right.
people.
Screen.
Screen.
Maybe a percentage of like how much the school brings in revenue. A percentage of that, not like. So like smaller schools are not as affected or like affected the same as big schools.
Yeah. I don't know. That's a tough question to answer.
Yeah, there's just like there's so many different like variables that come to play.
Yeah. All right, we'll move on. Do you guys feel like athletes are less like inclined to focus on academics because of NIL and like being paid?
Yeah, I feel like if like the NIL money could be like their job, and I feel like if they already made the money, like already making the money, had the source of income, and wouldn't need any further academic to like get to another stage in life.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it, but like.
What do you think about that, Connor?
I mean, I kind of agree. I just feel like the big name athletes, if you're getting paid a lot, like if you're getting paid $11 million a year, like and you're like have a good chance of going to the NFL, what's the point of even studying for academics? Because you're getting the money right now, and whenever you go to the league, you're gonna get money there. So like, there's really no point in doing academics. But at the same time, like for these like smaller athletes, like they kind of like I don't know. I feel like they kind of have to do these academics because like if you're not gonna go to the league, like this income will only like suffice for like a few more years. But
Yeah, no, I saw a statistic that like only like less than 1% of college athletes even make it to the big leagues. So that's a factor. And I think that like especially now with like recruiting, athletes don't look at like the like academics part of this like school or like those kind of like those variables. They just look at like who's gonna pay them the most.
Yeah, and I feel like, like these are college kids, let's be honest, like, are they really gonna spend their money on like good things, or are they just gonna go out and just spend their money away on stuff that they don't need? Like,
Yeah, but I saw like an argument about that. Like, what if I feel like it could like teach kids like a lesson, like being able to like spend their money wisely, which they might not, but at least they can like learn from it maybe if they realize that like some of the things that decisions that they made, I guess.
And you just gotta think about like, if someone's getting paid a lot, they're being paid a lot for a reason, and if that's working out for them, why try to focus on academics when you already have a good source of income?
Yeah, so I feel like that could be a negative.
Yeah.
Athletes are definitely like less inclined to work on academics. For the next topic, how will it affect like recruiting and transfers?
Like we said earlier, like big schools would have more of an advantage because they could offer more money rather than the smaller schools. They like can't compete with that type of money.
Yeah.
And then as for transfers though, like if you're a school and and you have the money and like the programs and bringing in all these names, like the people who've been there since the start, who have been working up for that starting position, they might transfer because they're like, oh well, I've been working for blank years and I'm just gonna get my spot taken. So like, I think it will open up the transfer portal a lot more. Teams will like, coaches are already starting to use the transfer portal a lot more. So like, I think it's just gonna like stay like, transfer portal is gonna be a big asset in college.
Yeah, no, I for like recruiting, I think it like, even for every sport, I think it evens out. Even though like football and like basketball are the more like revenue generating sports, I feel like it'll even out the playing field more. Because you see that like same 4 powerhouses that make the playoffs every year, like Georgia, Alabama, Michigan, Ohio State. I think that like other teams will start to like be more in the mix now. Is there anything else you guys
And
talk
well,
about?
like in like Colorado, they already got like 2 big names. I know their new coach, helped bring it in, but like I think with their coach being there, it would help them get NIL really easily, NIL money really easily.
Yeah.
So like I think that's another reason why they went there, because that was a really good source of money
Yeah.
from them.
I feel like it's starting to become like a business. Like it's about who you know, how well you can get your name out there. It's not really becoming college athletes. It's more of like how much money.
Yeah, because like
you
you said, like you said earlier, like some college athletes are getting paid more than pros right now. So
Yeah.
I think it definitely is more of like a business now. It kind of feels like that. So, all right, does that wrap it up then?
I think so.
All right,
Thanks.
thanks boys. Appreciate you guys. This is Talks with Ev. Signing out.